Rita and Felix Schad have always appreciated the natural beauty of their land in the Hokianga, but it took a major weed control program to reveal its full glory. Smothered beneath a tangle of bracken and other weeds was a geological marvel waiting to be uncovered. It's a valley of huge boulders, a cascade of rocks, some as high as 30 metres. The remarkable boulders are the result of volcanic eruptions millions of years ago. A boulder high on the horizon of the Schad property still stands at the level of the original layer of lava. The thick rock layer collapsed into a river of boulders when clay soil underneath was eroded by streams.
Yep.
Nowadays, tourists can walk all the way up to a platform at the top of the valley. The Schads did most of the work themselves over 4 years.
We had 1 year of planning and 3 years of construction.
Wow, this is fantastic.
I know, all the tourists love it.
Ah.
It's just beautiful.
And did you build this bridge?
The platform, yes, yeah, that was one of my engineerings. We built 24 bridges in the valley and stairs and steps.
So Rita gave you a good hand?
Oh, yes, she was the one holding me on the rope. You know, I must be much loved because I didn't go down the hill.
It's really safe then, is it?
Oh, yes, yeah, you can jump on it. I could park my bulldozer up here. It's so solid.
Still tackling what's left of the weeds, Felix clambers over the boulders almost every day.
Mainly, we weed by hand, because if you spray a ragwood in midst of beautiful ferns, you kill all the ferns in between as well, and that's what we don't want. So I go about 3 times a year through the valley and pull out everything what I can. It's a fantastic job, you know, with the rain and the bees and the birds, and it's just lovely. I don't mind weeding. It's beautiful out there.
Rita's main task is to keep the tracks clear for tourists. The job has been made more difficult by the long drought over the Northland summer.
That's no good.
Some of the ferns and trees have died or are under stress.
Well, it's just maintenance now, so people don't get tickled or something like that when they walk through. And you see something new coming up on the side, and it's also exciting. And you don't really realize how time flies by. It's, 4 hours, what? I thought it's only 2, and it's 4.
You're pretty fit, aren't you?
You could say that. We don't realize that, but other people say it, so it must be true to a certain degree.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
How are you feeling, Sadie?
Yes, yeah.
Great. This place is amazing.
It's awesome.
Thank you so much for letting us come here.
I'm happy you like it.
It's incredible.
We saw down at the information at how you did the bridge.
Okay.
It's crazy.
You're a bit late to help?
Yeah, a little bit. Next time, give us a call and we'll come out.
That's fine. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay,
Thank you.
have a great time.
See ya.
Bye-bye. See you. Hello, Rita. Hello, Rita.
Hello?
There's a customer driving onto the parking. Can you go and talk to them?
Yes, okay.
Fantastic, thanks. Cheers, bye-bye.
The Schads have named the valley Wairere Boulders Nature Park, and they attract up to 7,000 visitors a year. They have an honesty box system to pay for the bushwalk, although Rita will often wait here for tourists to talk to them about the boulders. You look like a bit of a city girl with your handbag. What's in there?
Well, believe it or not, I need this bag because my knitting is in here. When I wait for tourists, I can knit. Plus, I've got my walkie-talkie and some other stuff in here, which is essential. So it's really handy.
Why is it so important that a person is here to greet the tourists?
Well, people like the personal contact. That's what it is. They love it. The kauri tree, New Zealand kauri. The tannin acid in the kauri leaves together with the rain. So that's the story.
Explain quickly the walk. Huh?
Yeah, okay.
You're here on the parking and don't go into the Dragon's Cave.
The bushwalk creates particular interest because it's thought to be the only place in the world where you can see fluted basalt rock. Geologists believe the cuts up to 1 metre deep may have been eaten into the volcanic rock by rain washing tannic acids from the ancient kauri forests. On the farm is another feature that may surprise people who live in isolated rural areas. It's a fast broadband service from 5 masts in the area, serving 30 homes and 2 local schools. Felix says they couldn't run their business without it.
We could have put the transmitter in the back of our house just for us, but we actually wanted to support the community, so we looked at a different option.
Dr Murray Pearson from Waikato University and Rural Link helped Horeke install their own broadband service, made possible only because Felix and Rita offered the community leadership essential to get people behind it.
It is a costly exercise, and probably in a community like this that's got very low population density and very rugged terrain, it's very hard to build a case to build a network like this. Felix and Rita have made a contribution to the construction of the network so that it made economic sense.
They paid?
They paid for, well, not for all of it, for a big chunk of it.
Felix and Rita say they were glad to make a contribution to the community. They often get together with locals for a sing-along, which always includes a bit of yodelling. Felix taught guitar for a while at 2 local colleges, and some of his ex-pupils are now professional musicians. The Shard's days are punctuated by hard work, but they have no regrets about leaving their urban lifestyle in Switzerland for what they call their wilderness in New Zealand.
How many more years do you think you can keep this up?
10, I guess.
Yeah, we'll see how we go. We don't know what the future brings, you know, but as long as we are fit enough to do it, we'll like to do it. And we'll also as well plan to hand it over once to our children or grandchildren. So they have an interest in it, and they told us they are interested in carrying it on. So that's fine.
To learn more about this program, go to tvnz.co.nz, keyword Country Calendar.
Like the National Bank, Country Calendar has been a part of farmers' lives for generations.
Next week we go to the East Coast, where this block of iwi land's been farmed in a very traditional way. But times are changing. Now the owners want a better return, and a new manager's shaking things up.
Suddenly this young guy comes in and starts turning it all on its head and doing something totally different.
Still got a few things to learn, but no, he's not as bad for a young fella.
That's next week on Country Calendar.